Nobody watching. Fuck. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Good morning and welcome everybody to the Crypto Mining Show, your one-stop shop for all cryptocurrency news from the perspective of a cryptocurrency miner. Today, we're going to primarily be covering a little bit of the mining profitability on the farm because at this point, I don't think that it's going to survive with the rent I owe on it. Then we're going to be talking about California is investigating multiple crypto lending companies. That does include more information surrounding Celsius. The U.S. Treasury Department opens doors for public comments on Biden's crypto order. We'll have links. I also tweeted this out yesterday. So make sure you head on over and enter your comments for the regulation, that executive order, because I think more is coming to down the pipeline for regulation. U.S. inflation gauge jumps to a fresh 4-decade high of 9.1% as Bitcoin falls. Kazakhstan is raising taxes on crypto miners. AMD RDNA 3 Navi 31 flagship, additional details and specifications. Gamestop earned around 0.2% of its average daily revenue by selling its NFTs over the past 24 hours, and that equates to 12% of the total revenue on OpenSea, which is absolutely insane. And then we have Shiba Inu gaining legitimacy. ? Updates on layer 2 and their stablecoin. Let's get into it after a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Crypto.com. Crypto.com is my go-to centralized exchange for liquidating my crypto assets. With their Crypto.com Visa debit card, I can load up my mined Ethereum to pay for power and other operating costs quickly while earning up to 8% cash back. In addition to the Visa debit card, there are additional fiat options including wire transfers to easily receive your profits. Crypto.com also offers additional services including trading and even staking to earn additional revenue on your investments. Join 10 million plus users buying and selling 100 plus cryptocurrencies at true cost by using my affiliate link in the description for a $25 funding bonus. Or enter referral code SOAT at sign up for the same bonus. Remember, cryptocurrency investment comes with significant risks, so do your own research. Welcome back, everybody. So first things first, AMD RDNA 3 Navi 31 flagship GPU allegedly rocks 6 MCDs with up to 384 megabytes of Infinity Cache with 3D Vcache packaging. Brand new information regarding AMD AMD's RDNA 3 flagship GPU, the Navi 31, has been revealed by Kepler L2, according to which the chip can rock up to 384 megabytes of Infinity Cache in standard and 3D packaging. The information is specifically for the AMD RDNA 3 flagship, the Navi 31 chip. So far, we don't have any information regarding the top chip, which is only known as the Navi 3X. So Navi 31 should retain the flagship position when it launches this year and might get replaced by faster variants next year. With that being said, the AMD Navi 31 GPU is confirmed to rock an advanced chiplet packaging design with next generation Infinity Cache. According to Kepler L2, who digs around various patches and logs within AMD's drivers, it looks like the Navi 31 GPU will be rocking up to 6 multi-cache dies. Remember, they're not only doing multi-core modules, but they're also doing these multi-cache die. So 384 is going to be absolutely insane megabytes of cache, especially if you consider the fact that NVIDIA is increasing their L2 cache by up to like 10x or something, and they're still only going to be at like 96 megabytes of L2 cache. Each MCD allegedly features up to 32 megabytes of standard cache and will also come in 3D V-cache flavors. This rounds up to 192 megabytes of standard cache, but the insider mentions that there will also be a few variants with 3D V-cache, and those will go up to 384 megabytes of Infinity Cache. The Infinity Cache also comes in 32 megabyte size, half of what is featured on the Zen 3 3D V-cache parts, 64 megabytes for reference. But since there are 6 MCDs to work around, or the chip can theoretically offer an additional 384 megabytes of Infinity Cache through 3D packaging. So that's 192 megabytes of standard and 192 megabytes of 3D V-cache for a total of 384 megabytes Infinity Cache. That's a 3x increase over the AMD RDNA 2 flagship, the Navi 21, which only features 128 megabytes of total Infinity Cache. The Infinity Cache architecture helped AMD pump more bandwidth to the GPU, which allows it to remove memory bottlenecks and offer a fast cache close to the GPU rather than going through the VRAM. The AMD Navi 31 GPU, the flagship RDNA 3 chip, would power the next generation enthusiast cards such as the 7900 XT. We have heard that AMD will drop compute units in favor of workgroup processors on its next-gen RDNA 3 GPUs. Each workgroup will house dual compute units, but with twice the SIMD32 clusters as opposed to just 2 on each CU within RDNA 2. Rumors are that AMD has the option to select between Samsung and TSMC for the 6nm die. According to the latest information, the Navi 31 GPU with RDNA 3 architecture is expected to offer a single GCD with 48 workgroup processors, 12 SAs, and 6 SEs. This will give out a total of 12,288 stream processors, which is lower than the previous count. This will also drop the overall compute performance unless AMD goes crazy with over 3 gigahertz clock frequencies on its flagship part, which I think at this point we're pretty much expecting as far as frequencies go from everything I've read. The Navi 31 GPU will also carry 6 MCDs, which will feature 32 megabytes of Infinity Cache per die, and are also likely to carry the 64-bit, 32-bit by 2 memory controllers that will provide the chip with a 384-bit bus interface. And that should be obviously welcome from the mining perspective because a larger memory bus means better performance on memory-intensive algorithms. And that's what we're looking for. As for clock speeds, the AMD Navi 31 GPU is said to offer clock speeds that can hit or even exceed 3 gigahertz. NVIDIA's flagship GPUs are also said to offer close to 2.8 gigahertz clock speeds, but AMD has had a clear advantage in clock speeds over NVIDIA during the past generation, so it's expected to continue. A 3 gigahertz clock speed means that we can expect over 75 teraflops of FP32 performance on the newest flagship, which will be a 2.3 increase over the current RDNA 2 flagship, the 6950 XT. Now, this is going to result in higher power draw, and AMD seems to have confirmed that this much in that their next generation graphics card lineup will feature higher power consumption, but they will still be more efficient option than what NVIDIA has. 1 second, it popped to the wrong stream. Are we back up? I think we're back up, yeah? Let me see where we ended here. Let me rewind and figure out where we at. It'll be more efficient option than what NVIDIA has. To offer. That's pretty much it where we were at there. I'm not sure. I think we're back up. Why we were having some issues as far as connectivity, but things happen. So I know we can pick up right here, no problem. So the AMD RX 6950 XT already has a total board power of 335 watts. So for a greater than 2x performance gain, we can expect a final total board power for the Radeon RX 7900 XT to end up close to 400 to 450 watts. The cards are expected to launch later this year as confirmed by AMD themselves. Now, here is basically Navi 10, Navi 21, and Navi 31 all compared together. And you have your multi-chiplet die, which is the big change, obviously, on the 7000 series. You have basically an increase of 50% on the shader engines. You have 30 work group processors per MCD, so that includes a 60 in total. And then for the memory, which is what we're interested in, we are getting, well, they said we were going to get a bump to 384-bit, but here is showing 256-bit of GDDR6. And that would be on a 7950 XT for that SKU. So I still don't know if we're getting, I know we're getting 384-bit bus on, or not bus, but a 384-bit Infinity Cache, or 384 megabyte Infinity Cache, but then they also say down here, let's see if we can find it again. I mean, we can just 384. 384-bit bus interface right here. So within the article, they say there's a 384-bit bus interface. Now, obviously, this is all rumor. We don't know final specs for certain or anything like that. But then on their spec sheet on WCCF Tech, they're listing a 256-bit bus. Obviously, we would prefer that that we get a 200 or a 384-bit bus, but we'll just have to wait and see. Is Shiba Inu gaining legitimacy? Updates on Layer 2 Shibarium, stablecoin, and ShibSwap DEX. Here are the key points. Shiba Inu, dear Lord, we can do it. Set to launch stablecoin SHI and L2 scaling solution Shibarium later this year. Despite the recent crash across the crypto sector, Shiba Inu's community continues to build its ecosystem. Where does this continue? Here we go. So Shiba Inu has been making numerous strategic advances to enhance its ecosystems, including its Layer 2 Shibarium and its stablecoin set to release this year. The famous meme coin Shiba Inu has grown by over 50 million% in the past 2 years, witnessing an immense bull run earlier last year. Shiba Inu's community has been making numerous advancements to its ecosystem. ShibaSwap is the decentralized exchange for Shiba's community. It constitutes three primary tokens, SHIB, Leash, and Bone. SHIB token serves as the network's primary token, currently trading at this, crazy sub-penny level, while the Leash token is an incentivized token on the ShibSwap DEX. Furthermore, the Bone token serves as an ecosystem's governance token. Within a day of the DEX's launch last year, it exceeded a liquidity of $1 billion. However, following the recent market crash, the total value locked, TVL, on the DEX is $33.57 million. Last month, the community also stated its plan to launch its Layer 2 scaling solution, Shiba Inu. The L2's public beta will occur sometimes in Q3 of 2022. This endeavor looks to minimize transaction fees for the token holders. As stated by the Unification Foundation, the Shiba Inu public beta testnet is planned for deployment in Q3 to coincide with the fund testnet upgrade, which includes the much anticipated IBC Gravity W Fund updates. The community further plans to launch its own stablecoin named SHI, as revealed by the Shiba developer Satoshi Kusama. This announcement comes in a post-Terra landscape with heightened anxieties surrounding stablecoins. The community further revealed plans to launch a reward token, namely Treat. Additionally, the community has been creating its own metaverse project comprising 100,000 digital real estate land plots. Thus, despite the recent crash in the crypto market and Shiba Inu down over 87% from previous all-time highs, the community is continually expanding its ecosystem. With a metaverse, an L2 scaling solution, a stablecoin, and a reward token all in the works for later this year, the meme coin could be a strong candidate to survive through a crypto bear market. Of course, keep in mind it is a token. That L2 scaling solution is something that I am interested in. As far as like, if you are looking at a majority of these projects that are similar, moving to a layer 2 solution is going to help reduce fees, etc. on the Ethereum network. Is that going to be relevant post-merge? Maybe, maybe not, right? If the merge happens at this point too. We still aren't positive on merge timing for Ethereum. I got too much stuff in my throat today. Gamestop earned just around 0.2% of its average daily revenue by selling NFTs over the past 24 hours. What's crazy is this is equating to about 12% of OpenSea's 24-hour intake. The past few hours have proven to be critical reality check window for the relentless hype that has encapsulated GameStop's NFT-related push since the start of this year. Of course, had the company actually tapped the NFT hype that was running rampant in the market as late as March, the story might have been a bit different. As a refresher, GameStop officially launched its NFT marketplace on Monday. The platform is built on Loopring's technology and harnesses the ability of Immutable X on Ethereum Layer 2 solution, which is a Layer 2 solution on Ethereum, to allow for the minting and trading of NFTs in a carbon neutral and zero fee environment. In order to attract NFT creators, GameStop has created a $100 million fund that is denominated in Immutable X's IMX tokens. Eventually, GameStop aims to host billions of low-cost in-game digital assets and NFTs, including digital real estate and in-game skins, thereby creating a sizable new source for revenue generation. Yep. Before delving further, let's go over the method that I use to compute GameStop's 24-hour NFT-related revenue. The company's stats page lists the 24-hour sales volume of the top 25 NFT collections on the platform. I added the dollar volume of the listed collections and then applied the 2.25% fee that GameStop collects on these NFT sales. Bear in mind that this method understates the platform's total volume by ignoring the rest of the proverbial pie and focusing on just the top 25 popular NFT collections by volume. The only other alternative is to go to each collection's webpage and manually add up the total volume that is listed for each such collection. It is all public, right? On the blockchain. I think you could probably pull it through API data. Maybe we need to look at that too later so we can get more accurate numbers than what they got here. However, this approach would then quickly lose its broad-based utility as it's cumulative in nature and does not allow for the bifurcation of NFT sales volume according to the calendar days and months. Coming back, as per the method described above, the NFT marketplace generated a volume of $1.474 million over the past 24 hours, equating to GameStop's cut of $33,174. Bear in mind that GameStop earned an average of around $16.5 million per day in 2021. Consequently, the company's NFT marketplace is currently generating just around 0.2% of this metric, barely anything to write home about. On a similar note, OpenSea recorded a volume of around 11.1 million in the past 24 hours, equating to around $277,500 in daily revenue based on a 2.5% fee. This means that GameStop's NFT marketplace earned just around 12% of OpenSea's daily revenue over the past 24 hours. Of course, there is a saving grace yet for GameStop, with the general NFT market firmly lodged in the proverbial shitter, the video game retailers banking on Web3 based in-game assets. These are not yet available, but they are expected to go live soon. After all, GameStop has often touted its special relationship with the game developers as a strategic asset in its NFT push. And really, for your first day of launch to generate 12% of the total sales that the largest NFT platform did in the last 24 hours is something I think to write home about. That's quite a bit if we really think about it. And then they do have, if you want to check out their Noah firm, if you want to check out their page and all their collections, you can check it out here. I didn't notice anything that's like groundbreaking, because the fact of the matter is like, if you have a gaming company that's going to participate within your kind of video game realm, you would expect to have some, video game characters that people are excited to participate with. And MetaBoy, in my humble opinion, isn't really like, it's not Super Mario, it's not Halo, it's not Gears of War. It's just not that interesting, as far as like from that perspective of what you'd be expecting from, a gaming related NFT project. They should have launched, in my humble opinion, was something large, like a large IP of some sort. Crypto mining is taking a hit in Kazakhstan as they hike the tax rates. This is coming from CoinDesk. The tax rate will depend on electricity usage and average electricity price and power source. Kazakhstan President Kasim Jomart Tokayev on Monday signed into law amendments to the tax code to increase levies on crypto miners, a move he had called for in early February to counter the nation's struggle with electricity shortages. In February, he said that the rate of one Kazakh tenge, or is it tenge? I feel like it's tenge, per kilowatt of power is negligible, and instructed the government to increase the tax as soon as possible and to come up with a full proposal for crypto mining regulation by April Fool's Day. The one tenge tax came into effect on January 1st. The new tax rate will be determined by the average price of the electricity consumed to mine coins during a certain tax period, according to a copy of the amendments published on hosting site zakon.kz. The range is between 1 tenge per kilowatt hour if a miner is paying more than 24 per kilowatt hour for electricity to a tax of 25 per kilowatt hour if a miner is paying less than 1 per kilowatt hour, according to the amendments. The law effectively brings the price of electricity, including tax, to around 25 tenge, or the equivalent is 5 cents per kilowatt hour, with some exceptions. And that's actually pretty high for, basically not a first world country 5 cents a kilowatt hour is still where at kind of in some places in the US where you can still get power for that price. That is about the maximum price that miners are looking for in other countries such as the US and Canada. So there you go. Miners that use their own electricity, an example of behind the meter consumption, will pay 10 per kilowatt hour in taxes, whereas those who use renewable energy that they produce will pay 1 per kilowatt hour, according to the amendments. The amendments will go into effect on January 1st. So the miners have basically a year. I would assume that you probably start to see some sort of hash rate move out of Kazakhstan, because there will be surrounding countries that the miners can migrate to. And the only reason they really migrated there was because of China, even as the article goes on to say. Crypto miners flocked to Kazakhstan after China cracked down on the industry last year. The Central Asian country once had an electricity surplus, but since the influx of crypto miners, the national grid has been struggling to meet demand. The government shut off power to crypto mines in January. CoinDesk has earlier reported that Kazakhstan has been trying to root out the mining operations that don't have proper licensing to reduce the load on the country's energy grid. In March, Kazakhstan announced the closure of 106 mines, seizing 67,000 machines worth $193 million. In May, the government required crypto miners to register their operations with authorities. At the same time, Kazakhstan has been trying to bring crypto exchanges to Kazakhstan Nur-Sultan, previously called Astana, and the capital city of Kazakhstan. The nation claims to test a pilot project for the creation and operation of cryptocurrency exchanges in the Astana International Financial Center, AIFC, which was founded in 2018 with the goal of becoming a Central Asian financial hub. So, as far as we're talking about with Kazakhstan and what's going to happen there, their pricing on mining, or specifically as it relates to mining on electricity, is going to be 5 cents a kilowatt hour, or the equivalent of after taxes. If it's not on renewables, then you have then you have possibly, additional rate hikes later on. For the size of the country and the infrastructure that is in place already, it's not fantastic there. So really, a lot of miners are probably going to move out of there to other more friendly nations, I feel like, especially when you consider the fact that 5 cents a kilowatt hour is like what miners are paying even in the US, right? But maybe the U.S. will be a third world country after all. Inflation gauge jumps to a fresh 4-decade high of 9.1% and Bitcoin falls. The new consumer price index reading keeps pressure on the U.S. central bank to further tighten monetary policy aggressively at its next meeting later in July. Inflation tracked by the U.S. Consumer Price Index rose 9.1% in June, accelerating from May's 8.6% pace to a fresh 40-year high, exceeding economist expectations. Bitcoin's price fell 4.2% to about 19,200 in the minutes after the report was released. The Federal Reserve may now have to keep tightening monetary conditions aggressively to tamp down inflation. Cryptocurrencies across the board had been trading higher Wednesday in the hours leading up to the CPI release, with Bitcoin trading at $19,786 in the early hours. The cryptocurrency, which is supposed to serve as an inflation hedge for some traders, is down nearly 70% since the inflation started accelerating in October of 2021. I would like to say that does coincide, conveniently or inconveniently, depending on how you look at it, with the halving cycle as well. So it's kind of a weird spot where we see, Bitcoin following traditional markets with this in relation to responding to inflation. However, is that true, or was this going to happen anyways with the pricing of Bitcoin just due to the regular halving cycle? And that's kind of where I'm at a loss personally. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions, of course, in the comment section as well as live chat. The June price data might end up representing a peak in the inflation rate, given that oil and gasoline prices have declined. Quote, there are certainly positive signs that would indicate the worst is behind us, end quote, said Jonathan Silver, founder and CEO of Affinity Solutions, a global insights firm tracking consumer purchasing habits. The job market remains strong, which is putting money in people's pockets. However, price increases are still outpacing people's paychecks. Hopefully, this trend will reverse itself as inflation reaches its peak and begins to dissipate. Our purchase spending data suggests that this is in the direction we are headed in, he said. The Federal Reserve's Monetary Policy Panel, the Federal Open Market Committee, is scheduled to meet July 26th to 27th to discuss further monetary tightening. The fresh inflation high could give central banks the green light for other aggressive rate hikes. The Fed has prioritized the battle to stabilize price over any push for economic growth at this point in time. Is there a risk we could go too far? Certainly there's a risk, said Jerome Powell during a recent conference at a European Central Bank forum. The bigger mistake to make, let's put it that way, would be to fail to restore price stability. According to one widely used definition, 2 consecutive quarters of slowdown in gross domestic product would mean that the U.S. is in a recession. But Powell and other central bankers point to the strong labor force, which shows signs the economy is still very strong. Yeah, but a definition is a definition for a reason. Spending over the coming months will be contingent on a variety of key factors, including a potential lockdown resurgence. I'm going to refer to it as that. The war in Ukraine, if supply chain pressure eases, as well as the effect of rate hikes on consumer spending, Silver said. It will be interesting to see what happens after the summer hangover recedes and we get a clearer picture of the state of the economy, the war in Ukraine, and the lockdowns, or the reinstatement of lockdowns. U.S. Treasury opens door for public comments on Biden's crypto order. This one's going to be important, guys. We covered it on the live stream at twitch.tv/blindrun last night. So I'm going to cover the overview article. And what I would like to see you guys do is basically get into this website at the federalregister.gov and make sure you go ahead and make your comments in relation to cryptocurrency and regulation. You can now, at least submit public comments. The U.S. agency will accept comment letters by August 8th on the president's March order to establish a regulatory regime for crypto. The U.S. public can now weigh in on President Joe Biden's order to come up with new rules for the cryptocurrency industry. In March, the president ordered several U.S. agencies to start work on a comprehensive system to oversee digital assets. And the Treasury Department is now inviting the public to submit comments on what they think it should look like. Letters must be received by August 8th, according to the Tuesday announcement. The Treasury Department is seeking to benefit from the expertise of the American people and market participants by soliciting public comment as we engage in this important work, said Nellie Liang, the Treasury's Undersecretary for Domestic Finance, in a statement. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen must submit a report to the White House in September in response to the president's order, outlining the implications of growth in crypto in the U.S. and what she recommends to be done about it. I will be posting the clip from Twitch over on my Blind Run channel. You can find it on my main page. That clip is going to go over essentially this entire article here because there are specific questions that they are requiring or requesting that you answer. And they do unfortunately kind of lead the witness, to say the least, especially as it pertains to, what kind of implications this would have on power and the environment, as well as implications on the unbanked and the risks surrounding, hacks and whatever else, like security and so on. So it does try to lead you down that FUD path pretty good. And you'll see that in that clip later on if you want to check it out. But I did already cover it last night. I'm covering crypto all day, every day, nonstop. That's what I do. So if you want to watch on other platforms, feel free. YouTube can only handle so much content. That's the way it goes. Celsius is deeply insolvent, alleges Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. The troubled lender lacks the assets and liquidity to honor its obligations to investors, DFR said. Celsius Network, the troubled crypto lender, is deeply insolvent, alleged the U.S. state of Vermont's Department of Financial Regulation, noting the lender lacks the assets and liquidity to honor its obligations to account holders and other creditors. Celsius deployed customer assets in a variety of risky and illiquid investments, trading, and lending activities, the DFR said in a statement. Celsius compounded these risks by using customer assets as collateral for additional borrowing to pursue leveraged investment strategies, the statement added. That's pretty bad. Celsius is one of the crypto lenders facing financial troubles in the latest liquidity crisis in crypto. It suspended withdrawals starting June 12th, cut jobs, and hired restructuring experts to advise on its financial situation. Earlier on Tuesday, the lender said that it fully paid off its debt on the decentralized finance protocol Aave, freeing up $26 million in tokens as part of its latest debt restructuring maneuver. It also moved $418 million in staked Ether, or ST ETH, to an unknown wallet. Wonder why. Last week, CoinDesk reported that Celsius fully paid off the closed its loan on Maker, one of the largest DeFi lending protocols, and freed up $440 million of collateral pledged against the loan, denominated in wrapped Bitcoin tokens. Additionally, on Tuesday, the crypto lender reduced its debt by $95 million on Aave and freed up 410,000 ST ETH tokens worth $426 million at the time of publishing. It is good that that is getting released from the perspective of DeFi and hopefully avoiding DeFi contagion. And that's because, like we've talked about, the problem with the ST ETH is that it's backed by something that you can't actually pull out and back the actual token with, unfortunately. So kind of getting rid of that and freeing those tokens up is going to be extremely important. The DFR believes that Celsius has been engaged in unregistered securities by offering cryptocurrency interest accounts to retail investors. Celsius also lacks a money transmitter license, DFR alleges, noting that it means Celsius was operating largely without regulatory oversight until recently. Furthermore, the lender also failed to register its interest accounts as securities, leading to a lack of risk disclosures to depositors and other creditors. Due to the culmination of concerns about Celsius, DFR has joined a multi-state investigation of the lender, according to the statement. Oh, and California is looking into it now. So California is investigating multiple crypto lending companies. The state's Department of Financial Protection and Innovation is looking at whether firms that have suspended customer withdrawals and transfers have violated its law. The California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, DFPI, is investigating several U.S.-based crypto lenders after a series of prominent lenders indefinitely halted withdrawals and transfers between user accounts, according to a press release issued on Tuesday. That will include Celsius, of course. The department didn't name the companies under investigation, but did say it is eyeing multiple companies that offer customers interest-bearing crypto asset accounts, Celsius, or crypto interest accounts, and service providers that may not have adequately disclosed risk customers face when they deposit crypto assets onto the lender's platform. Over the past few months, several prominent crypto lenders have frozen withdrawals and transfers as they contend with liquidity crises spurred by a dramatic market downturn that has caused crypto prices to plunge to their lowest levels since December of 2020, with Bitcoin below $20,000 several times in June. In mid-June, Celsius announced it would pause all withdrawals and transfers between user accounts, citing extreme market conditions. Then, in July, fellow U.S.-based lender Voyager Digital announced it would temporarily pause customer trading deposits and withdrawals. It then filed for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy just days after the announcement. The California investigation also comes on the heels of public comments from top regulators and politicians warning consumers about the risks of crypto lending. Senator Elizabeth Warren issued an email statement in June warning crypto lending platforms' claims of double-digit rates were often too good to be true. Too many crypto firms have been able to scam customers with too good to be true claims about safe sky high returns, leaving ordinary investors holding the bag while the insiders make off with their money, Warren wrote. I don't think they're actually making off with any money, by the way. I mean, they're claiming bankruptcy, and I think a lot of them are going under. So I don't think they're actually making off with any money. Just saying. The California DFPI has pursued investigations and taken actions against several crypto companies, including BlockFi and Voyager Digital, in recent months. The department found that certain crypto interest accounts from those platforms constituted unregistered securities. Securities registration is essential for ensuring that investors receive adequate information so they can make decisions regarding riskier than average investment opportunities, such as crypto interest accounts arrangements, the department said. I mean, it's really this basic, though, for people that are participating in crypto, which is not your keys, not your crypto. If you don't have control of your keys, then it's probably too good to be true in most cases, especially if it's like an interest-bearing account. And so even then, though, keep this in mind, DeFi in general is going to have its own risks as well. The only difference is that you can pull out right when it goes wrong. In addition to that, usually you will see much lower interest return rates on DeFi where you participate in it in a manner in which you control the keys, right? Your Uniswaps and so on. There are certain areas where it gets a little muddy even within DeFi, though, like liquidity pools that do automated liquidity, where essentially whenever somebody buys some of it, it takes a certain percentage of it and burns it or puts a portion of it into a liquidity contract. Some of that stuff is basically just playing with and manipulating the currency to drive the price up, and you need to be extremely careful when you're looking at those projects. Let's get into my mining profitability, as you can see in the title, which is not very good, right after a word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Crypto.com. Crypto.com is my go-to centralized exchange for liquidating my crypto assets. With their Crypto.com Visa debit card, I can load up my mined Ethereum to pay for power and other operating costs quickly while earning up to 8% cash back. In addition to the Visa debit card, there are additional fiat options, including wire transfers, to easily receive your profits. Crypto.com also offers additional services, including trading and even staking, to earn additional revenue on your investments. Join 10 million plus users buying and selling 100 plus cryptocurrencies at true cost by using my affiliate link in the description for a $25 funding bonus. Or enter referral code SOAT at sign up for the same bonus. Remember, cryptocurrency investment comes with significant risks, so do your own research. And welcome back. So first things first, we are on Crazy Pool, and the payouts are not great. I think yesterday we did 37.43. Like I said, we made less than $50 on the farm yesterday, and that's because we only did about, let's get this pulled up here, earnings 3,500 yesterday on Neta, and if we convert that over on the DEX, that's $13. So actually, we ended up total revenue right above $50, but in actual after power, we are still under $50. So that is pretty much where I'm at with the farm. I do need to get more rigs online. It's really hot still, so I don't know what I'm going to do as far as that goes. I'm waiting on some of the equipment, etc. I'm half tempted to just start throwing rigs on solo mining random coins just to see what happens until I can get more rigs built up and back online, because I should have, you know, I think right here we have 11, 12, 13 rigs online, and I have like 17 rigs. So we're down quite a few. And part of that all started, of course, when we were shutting down due to the request from Texas or ERCOT. And so we shut down, and the only thing I turned back on were the rigs that were running good, and kind of left everything else off. That hopefully is going to also reduce my cost, which is, you know, a relevant factor when we're discussing all of this, especially as the margins get tighter and tighter. Reducing the electricity cost and trying to hold on to some more crypto is definitely not a bad plan. Let me know how you guys are doing with your mining journey. We can get a kind of an idea based on what to mine, of course, though, as we always do. And we need to adjust the ZIL hash algorithm to 110, Capal to 60, ProgPal to 60, and Firo to 60. And we calculate that out. But Beam is doing something weird with the recent difficulty spike, and is up to $2.03 a day in revenue and $1.34 a day after power. Ethereum has dropped below $2 a day in revenue at $1.96 a day and $1.19 a day after power. Cero at $1.88 a day in revenue and $1.09 a day after power. Ravencoin, $1.88 a day in revenue and $1.09 after power. We have Neoxa dropping out of that first place slot where it was at yesterday from $1.80 to $1.86 a day in revenue and $1.07 a day after power. Firo, $1.71 a day in revenue and 96 cents a day after power. Conflux, $1.68 a day in revenue and 88 cents a day after power. Flux at $1.49 a day in revenue and 80 cents a day after power. And then if we scroll down here, we have Ethereum Classic at $1.31 a day in revenue and 54 cents a day after power. And Z Classic at $1.29 a day in revenue and 59 cents a day after power. If we go down, Ergo is way down here at $1.27 a day in revenue, but thanks to its lower power consumption, it still does beat out Ethereum Classic in revenue after 10 cents a kilowatt hour at 64 cents a day after power. Mining pool or mining hash rates. Let's take a look. Bitcoin is up maybe 4 exahash a second from yesterday. So no real change. We did have that recent difficulty dip. Let's go ahead and look at Ethereum. Pop it like it's hot. 907 terahash a second. It's down. So the Ethereum hash rate is going down right now. And look at this. Look at this. Massive difficulty drop. Let's go ahead and look at two miners and get a better idea of what's going on here, because I like their charts a little bit better. Let's pop into Ethereum here and let's look at this network hash rate first of all. Let's go on the month maybe. Well, I don't know. We're seeing like a huge drop off down to 805 terahash a second. I mean, obviously it's spiky. Whoo! Okay, 796 terahash a second. Something is happening on Ethereum. Take a look at the network difficulty. Network difficulty is down to 11p. Another huge drop off here from 12 to 11. This is really interesting. If you guys have any ideas as to why this is currently happening, please let me know. I did not hear of any news as to why this would be a thing right now. And I don't see which pool. It looks like FlexPool lost some hash rate, but I'm not seeing a big dip off in hash rate necessarily anywhere other than FlexPool. Let's look at FlexPool. Statistics. 49 terahash. Zoom this out. How do you zoom this out? No, wrong way. Oh. That's as far as it'll let me zoom out right now. Huh. I'm going to be checking chat here. Seeing if you guys know of anything that's been going on. Let's check some others. Ethereum Classic at 23. No big changes there. Let's look at that Beam hash rate that we saw. Huge spike in Beam hash rate going on right now on 2 miners. 2 miners Leaf Pool, 2 miners Solo has a little spike here. So Beam, 55% of the total hash rate for Beam though is on 2 miners. So that's a problem. That needs to be spaced out a little bit better. So we're seeing a decrease in hash rate on Ethereum and a huge increase in hash rate on Beam. Beam? I'm going to be honest, guys. I have no idea what this means. Like, I can't interpret this data. I don't know if a large miner popped off of Ethereum and popped on the Beam and is trying something out. Why would they choose Beam? I'm not really sure. Maybe there's some news regarding Beam on Twitter or something that I missed. Let's check CoinMarketCap as well. I know that it hit most profitable today on what to mine, so that can explain some of it. It does look like Beam had an 88% increase in price. What exchange did it have an increase in price on? Binance. That's no slouch. Beam USDT pairing is up 80%. And what is the Beam pump from? Let's go ahead and see if we can figure out what the Beam pump is from. I didn't see this coming. I'd be very, very careful. I wouldn't go out and buy Beam, and I wouldn't move miners necessarily right now. Because obviously there was a huge miner that just popped on, and I don't have any relevant information. Like, basically, don't chase the dragon and get yourself in a bad position with Beam right now. But this is extremely interesting for sure. Let's take a look at a few others. Let's take a look at Flux. Flux is at 1.07 mega solutions a second. That's down from yesterday pretty significantly. Let's take a look at Ravencoin. Ravencoin's at 2.31 terahash a second. Let's take a look at Neoxa. Neoxa is still running pretty high, a little bit of a drop down to 105 gigahash a second. Take a look at Ergo. And that is at 11.13 terahash a second. So there you go. There you go. Mining pool profitability, last 90 days, Ether mine in first, Crazy Pool in second, mining pool hub in third. Last 60 days, ZET in first, Crazy Pool in second, Ether mine in third. Last 30 days, ZET in first, Crazy Pool in second, Ether mine in third. Last 21 days, mining pool hub in first, Crazy Pool in second, F2 pool in third. Last 14 days, mining pool hub in first, Nano pool in second, F2 pool in third. Last 7 days, mining pool hub in first, Nano pool in second, F2 pool in third. For the last 3 days, ZET in first, mining pool hub in second, Ether mine in third. And for the last day, we have Nano pool in first, ZET in second, and Hive on pool in third, with Crazy Pool taking last place over the past week, which is kind of disappointing because that is the pool that I'm currently on. So it is what it is. Usually, though, if you look at the monthly, just to be completely fair, if we look at the month of June, Ethermine was in first, Crazy Pool in second. That's June of 21. Sorry. June of 22, ZET was in first, Crazy Pool was in second, Ethermine was in third. For May, you had Ethermine in first, Mining Pool Hub in second, and F2 Pool in third. And for April, you had Crazy Pool in first, F2 Pool in second, Flex Pool in third. Yeah, rip Crazy Pool right now. It's definitely not looking good. As you guys saw too, we only did the $37 yesterday. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's all a gamble sometimes, or at least it feels like it, right? Let's go ahead and look at the ASIC miner profitability for the day. We still have the Antminer E9 in first, and then from there we have, let's see, the KD6, or the L7, sorry, it's still around $20 a day. The KD6 is still around $14 a day, which means the KD5 is going to be right around there as well. The Goldshell HS3 is at $10 a day, beating out the KD5, which is pretty surprising, but been on par this week. And then the S19 Pro is at $321 a day. It's actually close to dropping below $3 a day at 10 cents a kilowatt hour. So that is a little rough as far as all that goes. So there is a deal right now. I have an affiliate with coastalcryptomining.com. And if you use promo code SOAT, you can get 5% off your order. They primarily sell ASICs. They are supposed to be getting some GPUs in here soon. But I think that that's pretty interesting as far as getting a discount. It's not as necessarily as good as pricing as BT Miner, so it depends on what you get. Like I said, calculate in that 5% discount. Some things are better priced over here. Of course, BT Miners, an old sponsor of the show, not currently sponsored by them, but they have some better deals on some things as well. And you can use the links, the affiliate links for them down in the description, but I don't have any coupon codes for them. So I do have a coupon code right now that you guys can use at Coastal Crypto. So, and they're based in Virginia. So they're stateside. Most of their stuff is going to be older units, but if you're looking to get your feet wet and play around with some stuff, there's definitely that option. Let's get into questions and answers. Remember, super chats are never required, always appreciated. First to be answered because they're the easiest to read. And then from there, tag @SonOfATech, and I will do my best to answer those questions. Super chat stickers or super stickers are the best for the algorithm, which we could definitely use some help with. And to best support the channel directly, check out the pinned comment for joining locals down in the description, actually. So there you go as far as all that is concerned. Let's see what's going on. We have welcome to the Solo Gambling League. I am debating that solo life, that solo mining life for sure. Zroku is saying, at Son of a Tech, I'm looking to build my first dedicated mining rig. Any suggestions on where to look to buy GPUs? I know eBay, but any other websites you should keep an eye out on? They can be a little bit difficult right now, but obviously like EVGA B stock is still one that you can find pretty good deals on when they do their announcements. Some of the cards are refurbished. Some of them are brand new. You can get like 20 series cards really cheap through that because it's whatever they have going on. Kevin Smith said, ask Simon Tech, sorry mate, I had to turn off my rigs. No, we need more security. I understand. It is what it is. It's a hard knock life out there. Seven House says, at Simon Tech, price drop in electric costs, plus Texas shut off yesterday. Yep, it's, I mean, that makes sense. It's shut off on Monday, I believe. But I don't know if people shut down yesterday too. Detroit Iris says, at Simon Tech, it's all those E9s getting ready to ship. And that is, you know, coming up, I think in what? They're going to ship on the 15th. So maybe they are pulling more E9s off of the network and getting them ready to ship. That is a fair assumption. I think they're like what, 2.5 gigahash a second each. So depending on how many they sold, maybe they're refurbing them and getting them ready to ship out on the 15th. I thought that already happened though, right? Miller Mining Company says, ask Simon Tech, I'm having the same issues with heat as you are. Are my rigs okay with ambient air temperature as high as 110 degrees with my high airflow? None of my AMD cards go above 72 degrees. That sounds perfectly fine to me. I don't think you should have any issues. The best thing you can do is like if you have the ability on your rigs to run fans over them, what that will help do is if there are shutdowns and resets, you really don't want basically the mining to be resetting a whole bunch, because the actual damaging part to the core for the most part, or to the components, is like huge shifts in heat, right? So coming down too fast and then going up too high. So if you can manage to like basically prevent that by bringing the temperature down a little bit more softly by keeping airflow over it, if there are resets, turning off cards and rigs that have, you know, basically are unstable, so you don't end up having more unstable cards due to damaging the components. These are all things that you could take into consideration. Like I've been taking everything off that's just not reliable right now personally. Detroit Iris says, at Simon Tech, can you check your ETH ZIL? Let me know if I sent to the right wallets. I can. Yeah. Thanks for sending some ETH and ZIL. I don't know. Looks like I got like 50 ZIL. Yeah. And I'll have to check the ETH later because I don't have it connected, but I think, yeah, I'll have to check the ETH later as far as that goes. But thank you, good sir. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Xcrafty says, have you seen the Chinese bank runs in the news? I have seen the Chinese bank runs in the news, and they're pretty scary. Babelfish says, ask Simon Tech, I'd say it's due to Bitmain selling the fleet. And he also says they're most likely solo mining. Who is most likely solo mining? Oh, he says because, yeah, I see what you mean. The pool hash rates aren't dropping off. Yeah, the only pool hash rate that dropped off was FlexPool that I saw. AS says, ask Simon Tech, my new rig of ASRock B450 Steel Legend and Athlon 3000G is not booting on Hive OS. It just turns off. I have reset CMOS and battery, turned on 4G decoding. Any suggestions? Have you disconnected all of the GPUs to make sure that the rig itself boots up? With that 3000G, you have an integrated graphics, so you should be able to run off that. So start there. Best Detroit Iris says, ask Simon Tech, Best Buy is pretty good for open box on 6600 XT and 6700 XT. Yeah, Best Buy's been having some good deals as well if you have your like that tech power up membership or whatever. Greza says, Ask Simon Tech sent you an email to inquiry. Hope it helps. I will try to check that out later, probably after jiu-jitsu, because I am headed to jiu-jitsu. Then I got some meetings afterwards. I think we're going to have another interview with Aneta here later today, so we'll be kind of getting on that too. And more giveaways we have on locals. So at sonofatech.locals.com, part of the way that I'm giving back to you guys for helping me out is exclusive giveaways to the supporters over there. We should be having in the next month or so an ASIC giveaway and a Bitcoin ASIC giveaway, as well as I did go ahead and get prepped for a phase 3 Aneta Angel giveaway for that boost. So hopefully we'll have all that sorted with you guys and provide more value over there. Jacob Matson says, Ask Simon Tech, I can't wait for a video saying I told you so about ETH falling apart, not financial advice. Oh man, I don't know that I want that though. Detroit Iris says, Ask Simon Tech hash rate. Yep. Chung Hang Peng. Oh, you're going to get me with that one, huh? All right. Says, Ask Simon Tech, any recommendations on hardware wallet for Ergo? No recommendations on a hardware wallet for Ergo. Not necessarily. I mean, you can generate one and then store it. Store your seed phrase on the Xseed Plus. We're going to be doing a review on this. This is probably my favorite for this one in particular. I'll get you the link from Amazon here if I can find it. And this is just basically going to be a paper wallet. So there you go. These are great though. And you can do multiple seed phrases on them. In this pack, it comes with a lot. I think it comes with like, I don't know, a lot. We'll cover it. We'll do a review on this, but stainless steel backups. I prefer pie, sweating like a hot in church. Is it hot over there? It's hot here. It's hot here. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I prefer pie. Dave says, Ask Simon Tech advice on choosing power supplies. I've got a couple cheaper ones that power down in ambient temperatures as low as 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, obviously like data center, like server power supplies are going to be made to run in much higher temperatures. They are very loud. So in your home, they can be a little bit annoying, but utilizing Parallel Miner via the, obviously the affiliate link in the description, which will help me get a kickback, but utilizing the breakout boards, if you're doing open air rigs there, it's just going to be, those are going to get you the most efficiency. They're going to operate at very high temperatures and they're going to keep rocking. I've only had one die on me here recently, which was in the latest vlog. If you guys didn't check out yesterday's vlog, I think it only had like 1,500 views. I thought it was a really good vlog. It featured one of the Octominer X8s. I think we're going to have another vlog similar to that here coming out too. Miller Mining Company says, Ask Simon Tech, thanks for the advice as always. By the way, Beam seems to be as stable as ETH mining and runs pretty well on older cards like the 580s. Yeah, Beam has never been like a terrible algorithm to run. From an infrastructure standpoint, I don't have any problems with Beam. I'm surprised at this 80% pump out of nowhere. I really don't understand exactly why. I'll have to do some research, and then maybe you guys in chat have a couple ideas as well. I do have to get to jiu-jitsu though. Thank you for the $1.99 Canadian fake money, a super chat sticker, Ted Park. It's all crazy. It's all false. It's all a dream. Thanks everybody for watching today. I think later today I am going to do a locals only live stream, as well as a live stream on twitch.tv/blindred. If you want to go and make sure that you're following over there. We just crossed our 50% of our member goal on locals, and that members are free. They're not paid. So you can go become a member over there for free. I'm trying to hit 800 members on locals. There is definitely always content over there. There's still free content as well. It's a good community to participate in. All of you guys that are over there that are supporters, thank you. Your posts obviously are super beneficial, from spec mining options to, you know, just ideas and where you're picking up cards. All that stuff I think is super helpful for the community. Hugo Down, thanks for the $10 super chat. Says, love the locals page, the information and ability to schedule one-on-ones. Not to mention the community has grown over there is amazing as well. Worth the $5 a month. Yep, and that's what I was talking about. Like, I'm learning stuff thanks to the supporters over on locals. We're finding new stuff all the time. Nobody saw the beam thing coming though. Nobody did. That's insane. But I'll see you guys next Tuesday. We did catch it day of. And that's why we stream every day, 9:45 a.m. Central Time to 10:45 a.m. Central. And I hope to see you guys later.